Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this week's episode, we're gonna try some Japanese cuisine we've never had in all of our trips to Japan. We'll visit a floating Buddha and explore some of the big electronic shops around Ikebukuro. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a like, it really helps the channel grow. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Let's go.
Good morning! It is such a beautiful day today. I can't contain myself. I'm ready to go out and be about.
Yeah, it's Monday morning. It's my last work week before vacation starts. Monday's always a busy evening for me. So we are going to be low-key today, just exploring around the station, do a bit of shopping, and go get lunch. That's our first order of business. This is a brand new food for us. We've never had this on all of our trips in Japan. It looks really good. I'm super excited. Let's go give it a try. The restaurant that we chose for today specializes in Gyukatsu, which is similar to the pork katsu, the tonkatsu that we normally get, but this one is based on beef. So you get a beef cutlet that's breaded and then deep fried, and then apparently you get to finish it at your table. We've never had this before, as I was mentioning earlier, so this is a new experience for us. I've had a couple pieces, and basically you're grilling the exposed parts of the meat on this tabletop little sizzling platter, and it just gives it a really nice crust. And then it comes with a horseradish sauce, which goes amazingly well with this beef. It's not like a North American style horseradish. It's much milder than that, almost mustard-like. And the coating is very surprising. I was expecting it to be a lot thicker, like the pork tonkatsu, but this one's very thin and just gives it a bit of a bite. It's really good. I'm glad we came here. I have a feeling this is going to challenge tonkatsu as my favorite deep fried meal.
We ordered a set meal. So, like most set meals, it comes with the meat, comes with salad, pickles of some sort, miso soup, and rice. At this restaurant, it's a bit weird. You get free refills for your rice, but if you want more cabbage or more soup, then they charge you extra, which is really unfortunate because the soup here is spectacular. It's a miso soup, but the top of the miso soup is loaded with deep fried pieces of tofu. And that's one of my favorites, deep fried tofu skin on top of miso soup. I want a second cup.
I really love the fattiness of this meat. It sort of melts on the hot plate and gives it a kind of really juicy flavor as you bite into it. And the fat actually keeps the hot plate well oiled, so every time you put a new piece down, you kind of like drag it through the fat, and then it helps develop that crust I was mentioning. And it's all about that crust. Building that crust on the meat is really key. This is a really good meal.
Wow, this is really incredible. I thought it'd be on the same level as tonkatsu, which I really like, but I have a new favorite. It's definitely Gyukatsu. I love that you get to reheat each piece of the meat, so when you bite into it, it's super hot. The crust is very different than the pork one. It's much thinner, and the meat is also a thinner cut. So it's a much more delicate meal than the pork version.
I really enjoy the Japanese style potato salad. I guess here it's just potato salad. It's not as chunky as you would expect from a potato salad from like North America. I feel like whenever we make potato salad or have it at home, the potatoes are much bigger. Like the chunks of potatoes are much bigger. This is almost on the side of mashed potato. And they've added like little bits of carrot and onion, and there must be some mayo in here because it's really creamy. That's a good addition with the beef. It counterbalances it very well. The grilling at the table is really amazing and really fun, but unfortunately it leaves a bit of a smell. Like I am reeking of cooked beef. But they provide deodorizers on your way out, so you can just squirt yourself. Hope that cleans out the smell. Let's go. I can't believe it's taken us 6 trips to Japan to discover Gyukatsu. That was incredible.
I'm so satisfied. I have a new katsu.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough call from now on whether we go for the tonkatsu or the gyukatsu, because that was really good. But I still do really love the pork katsu.
I didn't know that they deep fried beef. I didn't know that gyukatsu was a thing. I thought that pork was the go-to meat to fry. So now that I know, I think Gyukatsu is going to be my go-to one, unless we go to somewhere like super fancy, like the one in Tokyo Station, then I would prefer tonkatsu.
I'm quite surprised by how it came out. Like I was expecting it to be a thicker breading. The beef was rare. Like I was surprised how rare it was, even though they deep fried it. I guess it just doesn't take long to deep fry that coating. And I thought the cooking at the table was really fun.
That was very fun.
I hope that is not just a special thing this location does or this restaurant does, and that's kind of standard for Gyukatsu. But I guess we're gonna find out, because we have a lot of catching up to do of eating Gyukatsu.
What a good start to the day.
It was good, yeah. Now we're ready and fueled for the rest of our exploration.
I've been walking around with super filthy glasses for this trip, and Mike and I always pass this little station in front of the optical store. Free eye cleaning gadget, gear, machine? I don't know what it is, but I just stuck my glasses in, waited a minute, and the machine went zzz, and then I was like, is this just water? Is this a trick? But look at them, they came out pristine. I can see! We just finished lunch. We walked across the street and somebody got thirsty. I think it was the konbini that enticed him. I don't know how thirsty he was. So, Michael, how do you get coffee from a convenience store?
This is a relatively new phenomenon at the konbini here in Japan. I'm not exactly sure when it started. I think I saw the machines when we were here last year, but never tried them until this year. And so you can now get hot coffee, cold coffee, like matcha lattes and all kinds of things from their machine in the convenience store. So you just go up to the cash, pay to get a cup, and they'll give you your cup. If you want iced coffee, you can go to the freezer section and there's cups with ice in it, which is pretty cool. Maybe we'll try one of those. And then you just go up to the machine, slap your cup in there, and push the button that you paid for. Some convenience stores, like we went to a FamilyMart, I noticed that the 7-Elevens, the cups actually have a barcode on them that the machine will scan and do everything automatically. Maybe we'll try that another time. But yeah, I just felt like a hot coffee. And since we're out and about and not at home, I thought I'd pick one up at the FamilyMart and give their automatic coffee machine a try. It's not bad. I would say it's a little bit weak maybe, but the flavor is pretty good. I would do again.
I think it's cool that they don't have an old ass carafe sitting behind the counter that gets filled up when somebody eventually comes in to order coffee.
And I know it's a bit of blasphemy not getting a canned coffee, but I just felt like something different. Before we go get our shopping on after lunch, we decided to get a little bit of culture in and come visit a local temple just around the corner from where we ate, which is around the corner from where we're living right now. And this is Sengyōji Temple. And you would not know that there's a temple here. You could just easily walk past it if you didn't know. We grabbed this handy little booklet at the tourist office we spoke about a few days ago. I'll link that video here, and they gave us this, and this has a lot of interesting information about the area, including pointing out this temple here. And the reason why you could totally miss this is because it just looks like any other condo building. Above where the entrance is into the temple is just a condo. What's kind of unique about that is that it's got all this greenery hanging off of it, so it looks kind of an unusual building, but the actual entrance into the temple is pretty nondescript. You would totally walk right right past it. Inside is a great Buddha statue which has been hand carved in cypress wood. It looks really interesting. I'm kind of excited to go see it because I can't remember seeing something quite like this before. It apparently weighs 1.5 tons, so that is pretty hefty wood. Must be pretty big. So let's go in and check out the great Buddha statue and what else this little temple has to offer.
That was totally unexpected. It was one of the most serene places I've ever visited. It was so simple. Just a statue, a dark room, 1 candle, and 6 lights. And it just made it was so serene.
Yeah, I chuckled a bit when you started because that's exactly what I was gonna say if I started this clip. Was totally unexpected walking in there.
No.
I wasn't expecting it to be so large, even though the pamphlet kind of says it's, I don't remember how tall it is, but 1.5 tons. And the pamphlet doesn't make it seem large at all. It kind of looks like a small statue, but you walk into this room dedicated to this beautiful wood carved Buddha, which looks like he's floating on a cloud.
Yes, it does. And is the term breathtaking would be very apt because you do catch your breath when you walk in and you're just there in its presence.
Yeah, and that it is known as being floating. Like when you look at it from the front, it just does look like it's floating about 1 meter off the ground, which is pretty unique.
Yeah.
And the carving is so intricate.
Yeah.
Like I zoomed up really close and you could see all his head, all the little nubs. I'm not sure what they would be called, but it was really well carved. Like really beautiful work.
It's definitely one of the most unique religious places we've been to because there's no adornment. There's no there's like I said, 1 candle. Usually there's billions of candles, carvings and colors and incense. This is just as simple as it gets, but wow, does it ever do the job? Yeah,
really amazing. And we probably have walked past it several times. It's kind of on the way to Sunshine City. I have a hard time with that word.
Sunshine City. Yeah, it's hard.
But yeah, because you just walk right past it. But yeah, when you get in there, it's just even the ceiling.
Yes.
The intricate work of the ceiling and the way it kind of slopes up to make room for him is really amazing. Really incredible.
Amazing craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Very modern and simple, but probably took a lot of math to get it that angle.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
All right, so that we've done our bit of culture, now we can go do our bit of shopping. Our first stop is 2 giant electronics superstores, which over the years have become all kinds of things, not just electronics. They sell liquor, they sell housewares, cosmetics, food, all of this kind of stuff, but they kind of started as electronics places. One of them is called Yamada, and one of them is called BIC Camera. And in this area, they are warring. So there's 2 massive ones side by side. On this side of the station, the east side, on the west side, there's other outlets for them. They're all over the place here. They have multiple locations. And they're always side by side because they're warring each other. We are on the hunt for SIM cards. We've been kind of lucky because our Airbnb came with a pocket Wi-Fi, which has actually worked out really well. I was a little bit concerned it wasn't going to be convenient, so we were going to get SIM cards much sooner, but it has worked out and we haven't really needed to get the SIM cards yet. But we want to get them now because soon we're going to be leaving Tokyo and most of the cards last for 30 days or 3 weeks, so it doesn't make sense to wait too long. We're gonna go see what the prices are like and what the options are. Our first stop is this massive Yamada store, floor after floor jam-packed with products. Somehow it has an outlet store feel, a little old school in the presentation of all the products. I'm not overly impressed, it's not making me want to browse around too much. But the real reason I wanted to come in here is because the 7th floor of this building is dedicated to Gundam. And Gundam is a cool, I guess it's kind of like an anime about robots. I've never really watched it, but I am fascinated by this kind of culture, and coming up here and just seeing how vast a collection there is of plastic models that you can buy and build just blows my mind. And there's a lot of little like already built ones that you can come check out. They even have a station here where if you maybe don't have space at home, you can sit here and put your Gundams together and paint them and glue them together and make your Gundams. It's really, really fascinating. So let's go take a walk around and check out this 7th floor dedicated to Gundam. Let's head next door to the massive BIC Camera, which I find a lot more inviting. I could spend hours browsing the store, and despite the name of the store, you quickly realize they have everything, including a well-stocked liquor section. Main reason we came in here today was to check out the SIM cards, but let's check out some of the other floors and see what stands out to us. I got the lowdown on the SIM cards. That might be a bit complicated to try and explain in here. I'm not quite sure which ones we're gonna pick up yet. I'm gonna take that information I got here at BIC Camera and do a bit more research, but they're very helpful here. The person who helped me spoke English very well, knew all the ins and outs of all the different SIM card options, gave me a lot of good details, and if you need help setting it up, they'll do it for you. They'll pop the SIM card in and make sure it's working before you leave the store. These stores are just incredible. I mean, the amount of stuff that they have in here. This one is 8 stories. Just jam-packed with stuff. I mean, I just came off of one of the floors, which is mainly headphones. Like a whole floor almost dedicated to headphones was incredible. Another floor dedicated to like TVs and recorders. Ridiculous. I'm just going up to the 5th floor now because that's where the video games are, and I'm kind of curious to see what they have going on with that. Let's go up to the 5th floor. The 5th floor was as fun as I was expecting it to be. It's kind of getting that itch where I want to start playing video games again. Obviously I played games a lot when I was younger, but haven't done that in quite a while. Kind of gotten away from that, but being up there just makes me want to do it all over again. Actually, I've been trying to convince Nicole that we should get a Nintendo Switch so that we can play together, like Mario. She likes playing Mario Brothers and stuff like that. So that would be kind of fun, but she's not biting yet. We'll see if I can convince her before we leave Japan. But that 5th floor is a lot of fun and kind of nostalgic for me. Not because there's anything there that I used to play, but just seeing all the games and all the options and all the consoles and all that brought back memories. And I did catch a family playing Nintendo. I definitely am going to show that to Nicole to try and convince her because they were playing Mario Brothers and they were having a lot of fun. 3 of them playing together. One last floor to go check out that I'm interested in, and that's the appliance floor. Their refrigerators blow ours away. They got some really amazing high-tech refrigerators up here with specially designed drawers and places to store all your different foods that will optimize their freshness. Here, check out this one. It seems like it's a bit smaller than our average sized refrigerator, but look at all the different compartments. The top part, which looks like our entire refrigerator, but just a bit smaller. So that's not too interesting. But what's interesting are all these drawers. Like an ice drawer. This is like a meat drawer maybe. A big freezer with a shelf with, and then a vegetable drawer at the very bottom here. All kinds of different spaces to store like bottles. I want one of these fridges. These are cool. And not only are the fridges themselves cool, the advertising is really amazing, giving you a good idea of what you could store in all these places, all these little cubbies and drawers and whatnot. Really neat. Now let's head over across the street to Labi, which is another store in the Yamada chain. It is basically right across the street from this massive Yamada and BIC Camera we just explored. Let's see how big this store is and how it compares to the other two. Labi is just as madness as BIC Camera. It's massive. One thing I do notice when I came in here is that it's just more cavernous feeling. It's much more open than what BIC felt like to me. You can see like the whole floor almost from certain vantage points, but it's just kind of like mind-boggling how much product they have in these places. And how do they make money? Like, how do they keep this going? I don't know, it's kind of crazy to me, but a lot of fun stuff in here as well. But I'm not gonna hang out here too much more. I gotta go meet Nicole over at the train station. We split up because she was not interested in this for some reason. But here I'm just in a spot of this store. I came up to the 6th floor because the games were not where I thought they were. They're up on the 6th floor with toys and stuff like that. But you can see these sort of vending machines, gashapon I think it's called, and they're collections. So each one of these are different collections that you can put your money in and try and get all of them. You're not guaranteed if you could get the same one over and over and over again. But these are huge here, getting these, trying to make all these sets. And this is just a small selection of what they have in here. There's a bunch of kids over at the other area that I probably should not film. And this is kind of a theme within Japan, and you'll notice it in these stores for sure, is that there's just loud stuff going on constantly. There's people talking, there's recordings of people talking, there's sets and displays constantly going. Yeah, there's just stuff like that going on everywhere. So it's like kind of deafening, and you kind of, I don't know, for me, you don't want to be in here too long. You need to get back outside where it's a little bit more sane. So I think I'm done in here. Let's go find Nicole over at the train station. Before I rush over to the train station, there was one more thing I wanted to check out, and that was the roof. They have a football thing going on up here at Adidas Football Park. They have a little football pitch up here on the roof. I can actually see BIC Camera's logo shining through the buildings here. But pretty neat that they have this up here. It looks like they have like a training camp for kids. That's who is up here playing right now. But yeah, now I really better rush or I'm gonna be late for Nicole. Look who I found.
It's me. I was sucked into the train station, never to be seen again.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
I did. I went down to the lower levels, not the department stores, the lower levels, and it is a real labyrinth down there. It goes on, and thousands, I'm not kidding, thousands of people were down there.
Really?
Yeah, it was like wall to wall people in every crevice, and there was so much crevice.
I'm pretty sure you would be very happy that you bailed on walking through BIC Camera and Labi. They're insane.
My labyrinth led to BIC Camera and Labi.
Did it really?
Yes,
Interesting.
that's what I'm saying. That it's a maze down there.
Wow. So one other thing I was thinking that's pretty incredible as I was walking over here to meet you was just how many people they have on staff. Like, I don't know how these places stay in business.
Don't know either.
They have so much product.
Yes.
I don't know how they keep that all up to date. And they have so many people that they're employing there for quite a few customers, but not, the ratio just seems way off.
It's true, the ratio. Same with all the places I visited too. Like 4 people to a counter, like no customers.
So we're in Loft. This is where we agreed to meet, and you're on the hunt for something very specific.
Yes, of course
we've had to use Google Translate to help us translate and get someone to help us. Hopefully they'll find it. One thing we've noticed here is that on November 1st, Halloween is gone like that, and Christmas is out like that. It's like an instant switch. But it seems like this time around, things are happening a little bit earlier. There's still a few days until Halloween, but Christmas is already starting to make an appearance. We're back. Just had dinner. I had curry again. I don't know if I filmed dinner last night, but I had curry last night, and I had curry again today. Just loving having curry. here. It's so easy with the little pouches, you just boil. But anyways, that's gone, and we've decided to get some ice cream for dessert. And I got something that looks like a cheesecake, according to the package. Strawberry topped cheesecake. Let's give it a try here. It has some kind of crust layer, some kind of white cheese layer, and then some strawberry on top. The crust layer is part ice cream and then little chunks of probably graham cracker crumb type stuff. And the white layer is like super moussey in a way. I like that. That's really good.
Didn't we get this in the ice cream section? Shouldn't
We
the
did.
whole thing be ice cream?
I don't know. It was from the freezer section. Yeah, I thought the whole bottom was going to be like a crust, but it's not. It's just mostly ice cream with some chunks of the graham in it. I'm kind of upset we had this now. I have a feeling I'm going to be eating a lot of these. We should have had this on the last week.
No, we have to stay true and loyal to McDonald's.
And then an update on this for you. So if you watched our haul video, we went to the grocery store yesterday. This was one of the drinks that I picked up. This was coffee and tonic, branded Conic. And it's about as good as it sounds. It's not great. It's very mildly carbonated, and the coffee flavor is almost like a burnt coffee that's been sitting around a bit too long.
So it's mildly carbonated and strongly disgusting.
Yeah, it's not amazing, but I'm usually a sucker for a coffee-related drink like this. Last time we were in Japan, I found a clear coffee drink, and I tried that, and that was also not very good. So I might learn my lesson soon. Thanks for watching this week's episode. We hope that you enjoyed exploring more of the Ikebukuro neighborhood with us. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. We'll see you next week.